Good evening. How you doing? Welcome to another bonus stream, because now everything is out and you know what's coming. And I can finally talk about it. I thought we'd have a run in the TSC version. This one though is going to be a little bit different because I'm doing quick drives. I don't have any scenarios. We're on the Just Trains South Devon Main Lines. So going in this direction towards Plymouth, we're actually going from Taunton. So we're actually going a little bit further than the route will be in Trainton Road. So this is a bit of a bonus. 82 miles. Coming the other way though, we can go to Exeter where we're meant to be. There's just no this way around. There's just no stops. You can't do it, unfortunately. How is everybody doing? Let's have a look. Great Western, he's mourning again. What's he talking about? Late. Do you never go on streams where if they say it starts at 6:30, it kicks in at 6:30, but they don't start for 5 minutes? Some people are worse than me. I do about 2 minutes. Some people do like 10 minutes. G. Dave, Animal, Borns. Who else have we got? Kelly, good evening. Wesley, Peter Young. Kit Kat Kev is back. Vertex, good evening. Yeah, how's everyone doing? You can tell me as we go what you thought about yesterday's announcements. But we're going to go in the Voyager first. This is the 200 series. I'm going to take it off pause and get it underway. I haven't driven this for a bit, so we'll see how we get on. This is a Just Trains one, by the way. Righto, Shift W, let's do that. Into forwards, I think. That's it. Cancel all the alarms. Right, let's, we don't need to open the doors, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just while I'm fiddling about and setting up. Let's have the day lights on. We don't need to do anything with the instrument lights. Yes, we do. Flick those on. Let's test the NRN, shall we? This is a feature. He says. There you go. That's better.
Welcome to the remote radio test unit. Please leave your message after the tone.
This is the NRN radio test call.
I don't know who does the voices. How did I not let it slip on Monday? Professionalism. And do you know what as well? When he stopped soaking, I didn't actually play the Riviera line on purpose. It was just coincidence that I got the Class 50 pack, and 4 out of 6 scenarios are on the Riviera line, so it was a bit difficult, but I think if you sit and think about it, I didn't do too bad, did I really, with that? Seb, good evening. The Jerk, how are you? Scooby. Yeah, that's it, Scooby, definitely. Yeah, and there's more Preston. We'll talk about that as we go as well. I think I'm ready to go now. What about destination boards? How do you do that? I don't even know how you do it in this. Let me just go back inside. Is it on there? It's not on there, is it? Is it F7 or something like that? I should have put the manual up, really. Let's just have a look outside. Don't know if it lets me do it in free roam, does it? Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. There we go. Right, Plymouth. Should have gone the other way, shouldn't I? Let's go the other way. Does it let me go the other way? It doesn't let me go the other way after all that. Right, hang on. It's going to be a long way to get down to P, but we'll do it. Oh, Paynton, Penzance, Plymouth. There we go. Right, I'll get underway and I'll start reading the chat. Take the DRA off. And I think we are good to go. So we've got 82 miles up to Plymouth. Is it up to Plymouth or is it down to Plymouth? I'm not sure. What have I done now? Let's have a look. Is it working? Have I broken it already? Do I just need more power? Oh, dear me. Right, hang on. Let's do this again. Was I meant to go to neutral first? This is not a good start, is it? I told you I'd driven this for ages. Right, hang on. Let me just do this again. We'll go to neutral first. I think that might be what it is. Neutral. Forwards. That's better. Alright. We are now making our way to Plymouth. Actually, on the... I'll just tell you something about the TSW version of this. If you need the hill start, and I was doing it on controller, the hill start is, as you probably know, is there on the controller. And I'd forgotten that when I was playing it down there, and I was all over the place. I was rolling backwards and all sorts of stuff until I remembered where that was. So there's a tip for you. We'll look at that once we get our hands on the TSW version. But yeah, let's make our way out. Let's check the sound levels. I think we're all good. Yeah, so this is the 220, the 200, sorry, Voyager. Quiet in the cab, isn't it? You can't open the windows either. Right, let me catch up with what everyone's saying. Down to Plymouth and up to... Yeah, always up to London, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. Wesley says, read the chat. Why? Go on, tell me. What did you want to know? You've broken it. It's average for a Voyager. I think the alarm went off and I was just... I don't know, while I was out of the cab, and I must have been waiting for a reset or something. I'm not really sure. Paul, how are you? Nice to see you. Raoul. What do you think about the TSW6 route? Your overall opinion is that it is an L. Why is that then, Raoul? Oh, it's 220. I'm getting mixed up between all sorts of different things that I've been playing today. Gray, good evening. It's going to be so much fun driving the Voyager, and the amount of routes you can use it on will be great. Yes, definitely. You want to see if every route will have platform announcements? No, every TSW6 route will. Like it said yesterday in the direct. Unless you missed that bit. Oh, you've made a couple of scenarios. I'll have to try and get them from you, Dave, because I haven't got any for this. I'm trying to think if I've even played this route before. This is the Just Trains route, of course. You can tell because the scenery is a bit... It's really old, and it's the scenery is a bit naff. It's not... If you thought the Riviera line that we were playing the other night looked a bit dated, this is really dated. This. That's not speed. Yeah, so I was nearly late because I did. Some of you may have already caught it. I did upload another video just before this, talking about the roadmap and all the other stuff like the crew Birmingham and the crew to Preston, etc. But there was a bit of music in the middle of it from Dovetail, and apparently it was copyright, so I had to take it down quick. So I've re-edited it, and when I finish this stream, I'll re-upload it again. So if you did see the thumbnail come up and you wondered where it had gone, that's what's happened. I had to take it down, unfortunately. So I've muted the music. Well, not muted it. I've changed it for something else, which I know is fine, and we'll take it from there, I think. You're excited for more West Coast Main Line Birmingham to London, London, Birmingham, Preston this weekend. Be fun to drive that route. Love getting the Riviera line. It's stunning. Yes. So what you see here in this scenery, obviously, is going to be nothing like the TSW version of the Devon Main Line port. As I said in that first video after the direct, I was quite impressed with the scenery in the Riviera line when I was playing it. It had a definite uptick in quality, I would say. So it looks like, looking at the schedule, it's towards the end of September, actually, isn't it, when the Riviera line is getting demoed. But I'm going to see, obviously, if we can get it before then, so that we can play it. I've not had any details yet on when I'll be able to get early access, so I can't tell you. But as soon as we get it, we'll schedule it in. You've had enough of Preston. Oh, and then his comments disappeared. I bet you've never even been to Preston, have you, Great Western? How long is the Birmingham to Crewe? I'm trying to think. In miles, you mean? I mean, I don't know. I've not seen the route in TSW, but I don't know. If I had to do a rough guess in real life, I don't know. It takes about an hour and a half, doesn't it? I think. So it's a pretty decent run. Maybe one day there'll be a Bristol to Exeter line. Could be, yeah. I think if it goes on for years, there'll be a lot of stuff that you want coming into it. I'm sure of it. Trains, good evening. You think they should have added at least the 221 and the 800? All you had to do was change the bogies, add another coach for the Voyager. On the other hand, you only need to tone down the HP. Yeah, I don't know why the choices. Maybe that'll be. Maybe that'll come out on the live streams that they do. You've never been up north, says Great Western. Kelly's never been to Preston. Oh, it's an hour, is it, Gray? Yeah. It's a good run. If I'm going back to Preston from London, it's what we call the slow one, because we can either go straight up the West Coast Main Line, or we get diverted off via Birmingham, and that does add, obviously, a big chunk to the journey. It usually takes, to get from Euston to Preston, it's about 2.25 hours, and you're probably right, Gray. Yeah, it puts another hour or so onto it. That's if it's running on time. So now then, Train Sim Driver, how are you doing? And 0 to 3 months, yeah, 0 to 3 months for the well, both of them, Crewe to Birmingham and Crewe to Preston. I don't know why it's Crewe to Preston, suggesting that Crewe is more important than Preston. I'm not having that. But it's interesting times, isn't it? I think most, if you look at the routes, I could tell, just looking at the chat, I could tell that the Riviera line was quite well received. I think the German one was a bit, yeah, but no. And they probably expected a little bit of that. And then the American one, I couldn't tell about the American one. I couldn't gauge the excitement, although a lot of people have commented on my video afterwards to say they're quite looking forward to it, so that's quite nice. Bones has been to Preston. You should, Bones. You're only around the corner. I would have thought you would be. This is Tiverton Parkway that we're coming up to just now. But I think the purpose of this one tonight is just to have a chat about TSW6 and for you to have a quick look at this TSC version, so you can get an idea for how long the route is. So this, as I said, is the extra bit. It's about 60 miles in total, the route in TSW. So we get a bit of a bonus here because of the way the quick drive's set up. There's Tiverton Parkway. Anybody know if there's a speed set on this? I don't think there is. There is on the 802, but... You're happy with anything German, Dave? Especially an expert local. Yeah, they threw that one in, didn't they? Doc, good evening. Even train sim driver's been suppressed. There you go. A dude who loves hats and simulators. That's a great name. How are you? Another thing is, if you go via Stoke, you get a good hour and a half in the 390. That is true. That's true. Yeah, yeah. It's not as pleasant when you're a passenger in real life, but I know what you mean from a driving it in the sim point of view. And of course, again in TS Classic, you can do that. Pete Edmonds, how are you? Back from his trip. All you saw in the live stream, Animal, was a lot of mourning. I think you're always going to get that. I think you're always going to get that. That's humanity for you, I think. There's a lot of chat, by the way. I'll try and keep up with it as best I can whilst I'm driving. David drives. What a legend. 9 months. Member Plus as well. Thank you very much, David. Much appreciated. I don't know how you always manage to renew it when you're on the stream. There's some trick you're doing there, but I appreciate it though. Thank you very much for that. Look at all the popping in this scenery. Trains, you're happy with the Riviera? The US route looks good. You're not that into it in your opinion. The German one is very disappointing. The only new stock is a shunter. Yeah, now I think I like the German stuff. Don't get me wrong, and I think the Dresden Riese route, as it is now, is a very good route. If I was a German player, though, I don't know how I would feel about it. I suppose it's a bit like Southeastern High Speed and Southeastern High Speed Extended, isn't it? If you've been around long enough, you've probably played both of those. We'll see. We'll see. There's a lot been added to the route though, so I think you will find it a lot different. So I would reserve judgment just for now till you see it. At least after you've seen the preview stream of it and see what you think. Tox says, what are your thoughts on the choice to do West Coast Main Line crew to Preston? In the video I will have re-uploaded after this, I was actually talking about that because it's 1986 again. I'm just wondering, you know, down the line with developments in Unreal Engine, etc., I just wonder in the future if there's going to be some way to link up the routes. I know you can't do it right now, but can you imagine Preston to Carlisle, Blackpool branches, and then Preston to Crewe, and then whatever comes after it, all linking up together into one, a bit like what Just Trains have done with the Midland Main Line on TS Classic. That would be pretty cool. But I think Just Trains are just, you know, they've carried on where they left off, really. Which makes sense, because they're quite expert, aren't they, in this neck of the woods. I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, you know me, I like that era. We're going to be able to do coal runs. It did say from the pit to the depot, didn't it? And I have an idea where that depot is. Well, I'm not saying just yet, but I have a definite idea because I'm thinking about the route and the places on the route. So I have my fingers crossed. Ah, there's a button at the bottom to send a membership message. Your actual renewal was a couple of days ago. Got you. There you go. Well, if any of you other members have got that button, you can press it if you like. You might as well get the little jingle. The German route proves that long routes can be done in TSW. That's another point. Good point, Dave. Yeah, it is. It is. We need an Avanti West Coast Voyager as well, says Kelly. Well, yeah, and then we would like the North Wales Coastal as well. That'd be good. Got Chego, good evening, how are you? Keep reaching for the Q key every time it beeps, yeah, and it's surprising that. Try playing the game, I don't know if you are now, but try playing the game whilst you've also got a stream on in the background. The amount of times I've gone to click the button while watching somebody else, crazy. Yeah, Train Simulator Driver is quite correct. I mean, if you only, for example, if you only want the UK route and the Voyager, then and you're not interested in the other routes, it isn't actually that much more just to get the deluxe edition anyway and get the other two routes. It depends, really. Depends. Or you can get the starter edition and not get any of the routes and wait. Well, you might have to wait 6 or more months probably for them to come into the sale, I would say. But, you know, if you don't want everything on day one, then you can, of course, wait for a little bit. There's always that option. The minute I go outside, I'll get an alarm. I'll just know it. Right, we're winding our way 55 miles to Plymouth now. Why does the horn sound like it's hissing? Is that the way it really sounds from in the cab? That, I guess, is telling me to slow down a little bit. Wesley, you love long routes? Yeah, absolutely, you know I do. You hope when they start merging the routes they brought some sort of modern or classic timetable update so they all work together. Yeah, that, because we've got, well, for example, so yeah, Preston down to Crewe is obviously going to be a BR Blue era, but then the route to Birmingham is 2019, isn't it? So you're right. We've got routes, but we've got some different eras. So yeah, is there something that's going to sit on top eventually that will you know, maybe you could buy a DLC that will magically convert them into a certain era, you know. I really don't know. You don't know what's possible in future, do you, really? You have to be on the inside, I think. You're really looking forward to spending a couple of days re-downloading your DLC. I know, I need to try to get that broadband in before I do it. Right, this is Exeter Station coming up, so this is where the line begins in TSW. So this part where I am now, you won't see in TSW. Well, you might be able to see it at a distance. That's a single yellow. Which in a quick drive, I'm just wondering why. We can tab it, so that's good. Do we stop at Exeter? What do you reckon? No, it did say I could go through the signal, but I'm always nervous. I've already tapped it. Nah, says Great Western. Wait, is this one of the ones you don't like? I can't remember, I've already forgotten. I thought you were alright with Exeter. I think we'll stop because it's a long platform, and then we'll... Oh, right, okay, there's the answer. I couldn't remember. So, we were, of course, here the other night as well. This is where we terminated a couple of services in the 50 when we played. So I'll just stop anyway. We'll just pretend on our way down to Plymouth. Or else it's just going to be a big, long, straight drive, which is fine, but... And we'll open the doors. We'll see if anyone wants to get on and off. It's a bonus time. But we're not going to hang around. Give me a chance to have a quick look at the chat. Surprised didn't add Exeter to Taunton, then you could route hop. Yeah, it would be nice to just have had this bit, wouldn't it? I'll agree with that. Permissive indication. Is that what that was? Right, I'm going to lock the doors. What, has it already locked the doors for me? Oh, there you go. That was the guard. Right, let's go onwards. Oh, what's he doing? Yeah, I heard you the first time. He's having fun with the bell there at the back. Or she. Right, we've got 51, just under 52 to go. In York, Paul, I guess you're going to the Railway Museum whilst you're there. Shortly gonna come through Exeter St Thomas, Great Western's other favourite place. BP, good evening, how you doing? What's your favourite diesel? Yours is a class 50. I think mine's a 37. I would say. Driver controls the doors. Guard buzzes the instructions to him. Yeah, I think three buzzes is it for the doors. It is in the manual. I do remember that bit. But it's yonks since I've driven this. In TS Classic, I probably spent 2+ hours driving this in TSW. And the same in the 802, and I did a bit of the 150 as well. The 150 going up and down the Riviera line is quite nice. Quite pleasant. A lot of people are asking me, have the sounds of the 150 got any better? I can't remember the official answer to that. I don't know if Train Sim Driver knows the answer to that. To me, it sounded different. I don't know if it's been rebuilt, the 150. Matt did probably tell us, but there was a lot to take in. Get ready for that last bit of fastest track between St Thomas and Starcross. Oh yeah, Starcross, my favourite place. Here it is now, 100 miles per hour. Look, here we go. New recordings, yes, totally redone. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure what to say about that. Actually, I did look in the frequently asked questions, but it's one of the most frequently asked questions I've had since it was announced, yet there is no answer in the frequently asked questions. Work that one out. Do you think in the future, 3-star Reds, good evening by the way, do you think in the future we'll see DTG be able to use software like Microsoft used in Flight Sim on console to allow full routes on every route for consoles for their DLCs? It could be, but whether that's in... well, it's not obviously going to be in this version of TSW. It would take some re-engineering, I would think. It's probably something they're thinking about, because we talked about it before, because if you're playing on console, I mean, it's the same if you're playing on PC, but it doesn't matter as much as PC, because you can add more disc, but the consoles will be, if you've got everything installed, will be filling up now, won't they, with all the DLC? Some solution needs to be put in place where you can have longer routes and you don't, it's not going to take up all the space. So I don't know if streaming even is a possibility for the future. You're going to Starcross tomorrow, Peter? You're getting around a bit. You're not going to need to route learn this much, says Peter Young. Yeah, if you're from round here, you'll know it very well. What was Harry wearing? You mean what was she wearing, or you saw that photograph of me with Harry and you're asking what was it she was wearing? Evening, Ratty. How are you? You're pretty excited, Ratty, aren't you? I think I saw your comment, and I saw you had 10 or 11 people give it the thumbs up as well that agreed with you. So that's good. And you don't normally buy things full price, Ratty, do you? If I remember correctly. So they must have done something right. Whoops, that was the emergency brake. Oh, the jacket. You mean on the direct? It was like a magician's outfit. That's what I thought when I saw it. Very snazzy. You buy the core games full price. I've got you. Yeah, it's weird, the horn, isn't it? Like hisses. Yeah, I don't know about that. Anyway, this is Starcross. You'll notice the waves as well are a little bit different to the DTG one as well. They're a bit more toned down. Remember the big white patches we had? They're a little bit more toned down. The horn sounds alright from outside. Lone Gamer, how you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, that's obviously not me in the chat. That's just some clown. Just ignore him. If Jason was here, they wouldn't last 5 minutes. Evening, Carter. How you doing? Is that a route in TSW6? This is TS Classic, but this is the route that will be in TSW6, the one you saw announced yesterday. This is the main line part of it. But don't worry, it won't look as dodgy and as old as this. Dawlish Warren is coming up. Yeah, that's true. I don't know if I can... hang on. Because I've only got Streamlabs open, it doesn't let me do anything in Streamlabs. I'll go to the actual stream in a sec. Everyone's Tintin 57. Right, once I get into here, I can do something. There we go. Right, that should do it. I hope. Right, we've got 60 through Dawlish. There's that pesky alarm again. You're Tintin 57, so's your wife. Yeah, it's a quiet route because it's a quick drive animal, that's why. So there's no other traffic, unfortunately. Sometimes you get quick drives that are set up with other traffic, so whenever you run it, you will see other traffic. I don't think it does in this one. I had a quick look around for some scenarios today, but couldn't really see any that I had the requirements for. Lone Gamer, what did you actually put? You dropped a question regarding TS Classic, so we're streaming. You just hang on a sec. You just got. You can't look around in the cab. Outside right click works fine, but in cab nothing. Not sure. Not sure then. So you mean you can look around like you can't do this? You can't even do this, you mean? I'm just doing that with the mouse. You should be able to move around like that. I know it sounds daft, but in this you can't obviously get up and walk around like you can in TSW. It's firmly in the seat only on TS Classic. Joseph, how are you? Joseph Ford, good evening. Yes, there'll be previews. Yeah, as Train Sim Driver said. The video that's going out after this live stream, I've got the schedule for all DTG's previews in there at the end. So I've got a big list of them all with the dates, etc. Obviously, they could be subject to change, but that's what they currently are at the moment. So you can have a look at that. This part of the route as well in TSW looks very, very nice. As you would expect, this is the bit they've worked hard on, I think. So once you see this, remember what this looks like, and then remember what it looks like once you get to TSW. You should be impressed with that, I think. Right, we're nearly at Teignmouth. You interviewed Laserjet. He's a fantastic guy. He is. He's a nice lad. Yeah, he is. I spent a bit of time talking to him as well, as I did with yourself and a few of the others. Peter, you can't wait for this route. You've been banging on about it for ages. Looking forward to the 52 and HST Creates Club scenarios. Yeah, the you'll see in the preview stream, but the Western, if you own the Western, layers in as well. So there are some. I presume the rail tour. I didn't run any of them, but I presume the rail tours. It was the BR Blue Western. I'm still speeding. That's better. Watch out for seagulls. Yeah, you do. Yeah, Dave's right. You have to hold down the right mouse button whilst you... So like now, I hold down the right mouse button and I can drag around like this. If you do it without, obviously you just do this. And your left mouse button is to click buttons in the cab, etc. But yeah, hold down the right mouse button. Same thing if you want to zoom in. If you've got a little wheel on your mouse, you just do the zooming in. If you want to have a look at a signal ahead of you, you can just do that. Will the HST layer in? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. How you doing, Nick? Nick B is happy as well. Yeah, Western Rail Tours. You have to call in the nurse, Peter, I think. Get the nurse on standby. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that lawn gamer. It's odd. It should work. I like Train Sim Driver says, so if you use your keys, can you see that? Yeah, you can move around like this as well using the arrow keys. There's different views. Or if you want to look around a certain side of your cab. $34 miles to Plymouth we've got. And then we'll jump into the Great Western 802, which is the AP version, of course. And we'll give it a blast the other way. Joseph says, have I got the Exmouth line on Train Simulator? Can you do a route? I don't know if I have got the Exmouth line. Glenn, thank you for subbing. How are you doing? Welcome in. Welcome to everybody as well that has come in as a result of yesterday's video. It's had very, very good views, that video yesterday. The Everything You Need to Know video for TSW6. So if you are new to the channel, you're most welcome. Thank you for looking in. Don't forget to hit the like button for me. That will help me. And I mentioned this morning on a community post, the hype button has started to roll out as well. So I'll let you have a little look at that. But basically, I think you get so many hype points per week for free, and you can use them on whatever video you wish. And by clicking the button and hyping it, you can get videos up like a world leaderboard and get that particular channel noticed a bit more. So if you see the hype button and you want to click it, feel free to click it. That will also help me out, and I'll be very appreciative of that. That's a new thing, and I think that's gonna work, to be honest. Right, Newton Abbot, we know it well. And David Drives and Nick B definitely know it well. And Great Western. So we're not going to stop here. We're going to fly right through. This is where we did the motor rail the other night in the 50. I absolutely loved that motor rail. I don't know what it is. I've no idea. Just something about it I quite like. Of course the alarm's going off as soon as I go outside. Dearie me. Talk, you'll be doing a lot of runs with the Great Western HST then. Yeah, well, I mean, you can obviously put it in free roam, create your own scenarios as well, if you wanted to. If there's not enough in the timetable, I can't remember what's in the timetable. Plus, don't forget, we were on a very early build as well, so whatever I saw there probably isn't the final version. So I couldn't even start to tell you how many services are. It's probably best waiting for the preview stream for that, and then you get the proper information. But yeah, you can go up and down in the HST. And don't forget, there's on the roadmap, there's that HST pack coming out as well, isn't there? And I don't know what's in that. So I don't know whether or not we're getting a new HST. I don't know if Train Sim Driver knows if we're getting a new HST as part of that, or whether it's an upgraded version of the one we've got, or I think it's going to be a new one, surely. So then you can obviously pick that up and run it on here if you wanted to. The TSW version, that is. Pilgrim, how are you? This is your local route. Yeah, I would have guessed that, you know, with the Pilgrim. Glenn, you're on TSW2, so you'll be jumping up a few versions. Brilliant. How have you managed to stay on TSW2 all this time? How much do you play it, would you say? Because TSW2 is getting quite old now, isn't it? What's my favourite route in TSC and the favourite in TSW? The easy one first. TSW, Preston to Carlisle. Formerly was Blackpool branches before that came out. So Preston to Carlisle, that's easy. TS Classic, I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff. I don't know. I quite like the Wherry lines. I've probably got 2 or 3 equal. I quite like the Wherry lines. I like the West Coast Main Line North as well. We've played that quite a few times on channel. And North Wales Coastal as well is quite good. All decent runs. And lots of variety as well. Lewis, good evening. A cross-country service not stopping at Newton Abbot. Yeah, it's because this is a quick drive. So basically, in quick drive, it's not like a scenario. You basically go from A to point B. So we went from Taunton and we're going all the way straight through to Plymouth. I mean, you can fake it as we did at Exeter and just stop off. No, we're not doing. We're going straight down to Plymouth on this one. Normally we would. Laserjet, good evening. How are you doing? I'm going to assume you are the real Laserjet. Not an impersonator. Steve, good evening. Sorry, Steve, I saw you earlier and I got distracted. How are you doing? My favourite route is Oakville. Yeah, I know you're saying that very tongue-in-cheek, and you'd be right. Yeah, not Oakville. Not Oakville. What HST pack? It's on the road map, Animal. It's called the Farewell HST pack or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Again, if I miss anybody's chat, then I apologise. It's moving quite fast. I'm going left, right, like I'm watching tennis. I'm looking at one monitor to drive the train, and I'm looking to my right to read the chat. But I'll do my best. You think the Voyager is going to be the big one for this? Yes, I do. And I think it'll be popular. I get the impression from a lot of you in the chat that you don't like Voyagers in real life. But I think in the game you'll enjoy it. Goodbye for TS5. Says Court. It's always a shame every year, isn't it? Saying goodbye to one. But then we get the next one. Sam, how are you? Good evening. What's my thoughts on the JT route? When will we see the screens? What's thoughts on all aboard sim route release date alongside this route? It won't release alongside this route. So they said that the all aboard one will be the first one to release of the DLC. So after these core routes have come out, it will be the next one. So it won't It won't release on the same day or anything like that. It will be separate. But it's in the 0 to 3 months, so it won't be long. So is the Just Trains route. That's 0 to 3 months as well. So I think Just Trains. When was Preston Call Out? It was November, wasn't it? I think we talked about this on Monday. I think it was November last year, so maybe it'll be November again. But both routes are shaping up to be quite good. I don't know when we'll get any screens, but given that it's 0 to 3 months, there is the roadmap tomorrow. The official roadmap is tomorrow. So maybe they've got some screens to show us tomorrow, because I guess they won't want to show everything at the direct. So maybe. There was something about Steam appearing as AI on this route. Absolutely right. Right, we're coming up on Totnes. There's a little bit of a tilt then. How funny, we were just talking about LaserJet, and then LaserJet appears. King Castle Manor, GWR Steam, locals fish route. I think Steam is very suited to this route, isn't it? I think that will be a good addition, but I just don't know whether you'll get anybody to do it. It would have to be a third party. But just because Dovetail might not do it, that's what I mean. Somebody else might do it once the route comes out and they have a look at it. Have they nailed the sounds on the 220 as it has distinct sounds when in the station? This, from what I remember, the sound is pretty good. I know they've done all the recordings, etc., so it should be good. Again, it's been a couple of weeks since I've played it, and I was more bothered about having a look at the route, having a really good look at the route, listening to those onboard announcements and the on-station announcements. Honestly, I know I said it in yesterday's video, but I know there's been a mod on PC for a while that did similar. But I spent a bit of time on, I can't remember which station it was, but I sort of sat around, not train spotting, but just walking up and down the platform, one of the stations, and it was great hearing the platform announcement and then seeing the train coming round the curve. What a difference that makes. Likewise, when you're on the train, you can, from the driver's cab, you can hear the onboard announcement, but if you decide that's not realistic, you can turn that off. They were saying it, weren't they, yesterday as well in the Dovetail Direct. If you don't want to hear the onboard ones, you can toggle that off. So there's a bit of choice there. But I thought they were great. Maybe you guys talk about Steam. Maybe this route in TSW could be a catalyst for Steam making a comeback. If there's enough people want Steam on this route, somebody might make it. Nothing on the roadmap, they would tell you, if you said that to them, but I mean, suddenly, you know, with the editor going out to different places and different developers, different third parties getting their hands on it now, suddenly, you know, we've got like we've got Czechia routes, so we've got Portugal, and if you remember, DTG used to say, and I'll talk about this a little bit in the next video, but DTG used to say they kind of stick to the usual standard countries because that's where they know the railways. So for them, it's easier to put them in the sim. So, you know, there might not be anyone at DTG, for example, that knows anything about Portuguese railways. But suddenly now the editor's out there might be a set of developers that do. They might be based there, you know. So, you know, that could open the door to lots of different countries if that's your thing. If you're interested in playing Train Sim World from different countries, I mean, I don't have any particular interest in Portuguese railways, for example, but I can't wait to get my hands on it and learn a new signalling system and all that kind of stuff. I think it's brilliant. Tadami Line, that made an appearance yesterday as well, didn't it? Everyone's, well, I won't speak for everybody, but most people are looking forward to Tadami Line, aren't they? That's been teased for a long time. The good thing was, yesterday we actually got some footage of it, so it must have come along a little bit, even though it's in the date to be announced section still. It's obviously come along a little bit since they last mentioned it. It's going to be nice driving the Western Champion along the sea. Well, certainly will. Just don't tell Peter Edmonds when you do that, because his heart might not be able to stand it. Bit like Animal with the Class 50, I think. Same kind of reaction. Right, speeding a little bit. We go into the tunnel. 18 miles into Plymouth. Nurse. That train guy, how are you? Good evening. You saw the Western Champion at Dawlish. I think I remember you putting some photographs in the Discord, actually, for that. You're the real Laserjet. Are you the real Laserjet? You're not another Tintin 57, are you? Like earlier. We have had some impersonators in the chat. You wish YouTube made it easier to chat, to use your phone to chat and watch it on Xbox. I know what you're saying. I like to watch YouTube on TV, just for the big screen aspect. I always have to have the iPad or the iPhone or whatever next to it, so I can chat. Yeah, he has a little tick next to his name, yeah, he does. And he's got like a grey background on it as well. Ah, Jason, good evening, how are you? Here's somebody that'll take care of the impersonators. You saw the blue Pullman today. Yeah, the blue Pullman's quite nice. One of the very few HSTs I've seen in real life. Simulation Ali 007, how are you? Bournes, did you miss much? Not really. Just like 70 miles. We're just coming up on completing an 85-mile run down to Plymouth, but we're going to pop into the much more up-to-date 802 after this. How old is this Voyager now from Just Trains? It's a few years old, isn't it? Got a rail map of Britain and Ireland there. Bit worrying if the driver needs a rail map. It's way quicker to drive this by road, is it? I bet it's not as pleasant though. The road's not going to take you down that seawall, I bet. Not that close to it. This is Ivy Bridge we're coming up on just now. Why do people find it okay to impersonate others? Yeah, don't know. Whatever floats the boat, I think, buddy. Oxenholme in Newton, Abbot and Totnes. That's because that was planned. that wasn't an unscheduled Oxenholme. Remoral, good evening. You've pre-ordered. Actually, that's a good point. How many people have already pre-ordered? I mean, you know, it's like with digital. They're never going to run out. But you know, so there's no need to pre-order it apart from you'll get your early access and all that kind of thing. But yeah, just out of interest, how many people have already clicked the button? And did you do it yesterday, after the straight after the direct? You bought it before the stream ended. Oh, excellent. Yeah, I thought you might. I think for you, Dave, I can't remember what you think about the American routes, but I think from what I remember, obviously the Riviera route will be popular with you, but I think the German, you play a lot of the German stuff as well, don't you? So Great Western has pre-ordered. Simulation is ordering on the 6th of September. That's your 22nd birthday. Ah, excellent. Get a birthday present. Pilgrim's pre-ordered. Joseph's waiting for the free starter edition. Nick, you're going to get the UK route and the 220. Fair enough. Peter's pre-ordered. Discount or get a semi-decent bottle of wine. Oh god. I watched one of your videos the other week, actually, Peter. I forgot to tell you. I can't remember the name of the song, but I watched it. You were certainly giving it some effort there. You were wearing a red shirt on the one I watched. You were proper giving it some. With your guitar. Jason's pre-ordered. Waiting until the last moment. David Dresden won't run out. Yeah, that's the thing with digital, yeah. He's never going to run out. Just generate some more codes. Send them over. You hope Exmouth is visible in TSW as you can see it on the train. I'm really not sure, to be honest. That's a good question to ask for the preview stream. And if it is there, ask them to show it you. The German route looks okay too. Yeah, it is. It's a good route to start with, and with adding all the rest of it. I got the impression that the German ambassadors that were at the recent meetup, they were quite impressed with the bit that's been added. I think a couple of the German ambassadors are actually real drivers as well in Germany. Preview of the Riviera is the 24th. Right. Ramal, you love the 220, glad it's coming. Yeah. I think you'll all enjoy it, to be honest. It's even got clag. Just for Peter, it's got clag as well. They've got the fake animal in chat now. See, they can't impersonate you because you got the membership, so you can't impersonate the green writing. So you're pretty safe, to be honest. That's true. You might all not be real. I probably sat here talking to myself like usual. Right, we're going severely downhill in a minute at Hemerdon Down Main, and we've still got 7 miles to go till Plymouth. Can't wait to see Preston to Crewe in TSW6. Oh, it's going to be great. Another 86 as well. What's not to like? And coal trains as well. So coal trains won't be 86s, will they? They'll be they'll be class 40s, or I know it mentioned 47s. 47/3s, I think it mentioned. But will something else layer in, like the 40, the 37? What is it, Preston to Crewe? Right now, is it about an hour by train if you're in the Pendor? Just short of an hour, maybe. And the class 20s as well, of course. Yeah, class 20s. Do I know if the Voyager will have the blue smoke or the white smoke? I can't remember. Alright, just make sure we don't go too fast. So the whole Western Main Line's collection by Just Trains was on sale for about 40 quid. And it's 44 quid, I think, and it's been like that for ages. And then I don't know if it's a coincidence, but as of today, the whole Western Main Line's connection at Just Trains has gone up to 65 quid. Whether that's because people have started having a look for the TSC versions and they thought, let's push it up a little bit. I have no clue. Could be just coincidence. Could be complete coincidence, but I've kind of had it on my wish list. I've got certain pieces of it. I might have mentioned this on Monday, but I've got certain pieces of it. But if you get the complete collection, it joins together seamlessly. You can do full runs like up to Paddington and whatnot. So I was kind of like, I've been thinking about it for a while, but the scenery's all pretty much like this. It's not great, is it, compared to some of the routes we've got? Oh, you bought it a couple of days ago, yeah. It's it's back up to 60 odd quid. It's on the list. I think if I hadn't just got all the AP stuff, I probably would have just got it. I was like, shall I not? And then people are saying to me, no, the scenery's a bit naff. You won't play it very much, and so we'll see when it comes back down again. Green writing. Yeah, and the badge. The badge gives it away as well, Animal. The little badge. That's why we have the member badges. You hope they improve the route hopping. Do you know, I don't know a lot about any of that kind of stuff or whether they've made any changes to it. That was a feature that I thought I would use quite a bit, and you know, I haven't. Once or twice in the last year I've used it, I would say. You got 10% off, Ramon. Yeah, I think most people now, if they pre-order whatever platform you're on, I think it's either a Xbox or PlayStation discount, or there's if you're on Steam or Epic, I think there's they call it a loyalty discount, don't they? I think it's 10% for everybody. So yeah, it's worth. That's the other thing about pre-ordering. You might as well. 10%'s not a massive amount, but it helps, doesn't it? It's better than nothing. Best vid on YouTube. You were right. You can't wait for this now. Yeah. I mean, I wish the scenery was a bit better on this one. I could show you it a bit better, but at least you can see, you know, how long the route is. We've played a bit extra. We've played a bit extra on this run. But on the way back in the 802, you'll see the full run. So there'll be the full run we're doing plus the paint and branch as well in TSW. which obviously we're not running down tonight. This is just the main line that we're staying on. You can do Paddington to Penzance, but it takes hours and gets a bit boring. You spend the last 2 hours hoping it won't crash. I've got you. I have heard similar. I've heard similar stories. That's a shame, isn't it? Because if they brought out an updated version, I think people would rebuy that, wouldn't they? Because the Midland Main Lines, as we were saying at the beginning, the Midland Main Lines by GAT in TS Classic's brilliant. And I only got that recently. I paid 60 odd quid for that. But it's worth it. Do we have a passenger view in here? I don't know if we do. Oh yeah, we do. Look at that guy. There's Peter coming back from one of his gigs. Couldn't stay in there long because the bloody alarm will start going off. There it is. Are we there yet? You hope they model the Sainsbury's? Is that what you're worried about? You can hop off and go and get something. Right, we got a mile as we're coming into Plymouth right now. 25 miles per hour on the way in. Looks like George Michael. Yeah. George Michael in Plymouth. It wasn't you wanted to do first class. That's true, and he didn't have a bottle in front of him. Let's make sure we don't go for a spad right at the last hurdle. Here we go. Welcome to Plymouth. Yep, thanks for coming in, Pilgrim. See you next time. If you don't spad, we'll be all sad. You had a full bottle of Shiraz yesterday with your free course milk. Do you know, I've never been on one of those rail tours where you sit down and get all the treatment. I actually quite often get the leaflets through the front door for the Pullman, the blue Pullman. There we are. Welcome to Plymouth again. The scenery actually doesn't look so bad at Plymouth. It's the greenery that looks a bit naff. Great Western, you're evil. Right, well done. You have reached the end of this quick drive scenario. Right, so we're going to jump into the 802 is what we're going to do next. And once again, though, unfortunately, it's going to be a quick drive because I haven't got any scenario. But we're going to go the other way. So Let's find the 802, which is in here. We want the Great Western Railway 10-car diesel. I'll find it somewhere. That one, I think. That's the one we want. Let's confirm that. And we need to change the route. Not the route. We want to change the path. So, Taunton to Plymouth. No, Plymouth to Taunton. And we want to go to... This time we'll go to Exeter. So before, on the way down, we obviously came from Taunton. Going this way, we can go to Exeter because that's where the TSW route will end. So that's what we're going to do. Now, hopefully, it won't crash because sometimes it does. If it does, I'll relaunch it. There you go. Coming September the 30th. Pre-order now. And it's crashed. I thought it might. Give me a sec. Done this before. It's the route. I think it's the edge of the route, like David Drives was saying. Causes some problems. Give it a sec. It's just booting back up. Yes, it never crashes. The amount of rubbish that I've got in here, it does. There it is. It's popped back up again. Right. So let's try it. I've got that much stuff in here now. It's not a wonder actually that it does crash. Actually, a lot of people get lots of problems with it. I don't know why. People saying it's very temperamental. I wouldn't like to have to reinstall it, I'll be honest. There we go. That's better. Right. So we're at Plymouth, going the other way, up to Exeter. So shall we get started? So Shift W. Cancel all the various alarms.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Put the headlights on. We shall open the doors anywhere, I think. DRA we can take off. What else have we got? I'm going to put the speed set on, I think is that. We set it to 25 for departure. Have a quick look outside. Oh, I need to do the U button as well. Did I pick the 800? I meant to pick the 802, aren't I? Right, that's not good, is it? Hang on. None of you told me. Let me do that again. Let's hope it doesn't crash. We need to get the proper one. Let's do that and that. Down we go. Right, here we go. 802. 10-car diesel. That's better. Let's go for that. Right, watch it crash again. Did the TSW version have the speed set? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to refer to Jason or Train Sim Driver. I can't remember. Notice how TSC advertises TSW, but TSW never advertises TSC. Yeah, funny that, isn't it? Let's just check outside now. 802. There we are. We're in an 802. So we're all right this time. And we've got the GWR badge on the front as well. All right, let's do this again, shall we? So, Shift W. Cancel that. And that.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Get the lights sorted out. Opening the doors. Set the DRA off. Speed set. There we go. Let's set that now. 25. Right, we're all good. Quite nice. The AP version is quite nice. Nice and shiny. That's the doors closing. Right, let's go. Much easier with the speed set as well. What was the question? Question was... what was the question? Oh, has the 802 got speed set in TSW was the question. Just like I've set up here. I can't remember, I'll be honest. Yeah, thanks for coming in, Animal. Hope you've enjoyed it whilst your internet was behaving itself. Yeah, you can't remember either. Yeah, I can't remember. Really can't. Save that one, Dave, for the preview. Or see if I can find out. I'll see if they'll let me know. Because if it wasn't Western Champion, we'd be waiting until 10:15. Quite quiet this one, isn't it? Let me do what I can to turn up the sound a little bit. I don't think I met much difference because it is a quiet, quiet train. Ramol, did I go for the special edition or the deluxe edition? Well, DTG will, being an ambassador, DTG will send me a copy of it, and it'll be the deluxe edition. Won't be the special edition. Carter, did you? Is your question? Did you hear Did you hear someone mention 50s? Was that your question? Feels faster this than the Voyager, I must admit. Yeah, there is a roadmap stream tomorrow. Thanks for coming in, Simulational 007. Good to see you. See you next time. Yeah, Dave, see you next time. All the best. Yeah, the special edition will be better suited for new players. You're exactly right. If you've been playing TSW for any length of time, you've probably got some or all of what's in the special edition already. But if you're brand new to it, it's actually quite good value. I think Bourne's, am I right in saying Bourne's, you once got one of the special editions when it was on sale? So you got an even better bargain, I think. Yeah, the analog speedo. I think they were saying, I'm almost sure from reading the manual, I think this thing, the actual digital speedo, isn't normally there. It's over on this side, I think, on this right hand side. Something else is usually here. I don't know why they put it in the middle on the AP version. Glenn says, as you're new to TSC, is it possible to do a route from Euston to Liverpool Lime Street with a few stops? You can, if you have the right DLCs, you can go from Euston to Lime Street. You will need West Coast Main Line South, which will take you up to Birmingham, and then you need the West Coast Main Line missing link from Alan Thompson Sim, and that will get you from Birmingham to Lime Street. I have both of those, and I've done that run as well. It's quite a good run, a long run. Nightmare Gamer, how are you? Thanks for the sub. Train Sim Driver, you got a special edition before you came in Ambassador. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, there's Bourne's. Bourne's got the TSW5 special edition when it was on sale. I mean, it was much later, wasn't it? 20 quid for all that same amount of DLC that you've seen in this time's special edition. You got a version like that for 20 quid. Wow. Getting a PS5, Sam. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Next month, you only want the Riviera line and the 220. Should you get deluxe or the starter pack of DLCs separate? Train Sim Driver says you would get the deluxe in case you change your mind about Germany or USA. Yeah, because the other thing is, right, even if you don't like the German route now or the USA route that comes out, there might be a future German or USA route that comes out which will use layers from these launch routes. So even if you don't play them, you know, if you don't play the Morristown one, something from there might layer in later on at a certain stage. So you'll then get your money's worth out of it later on. I know you'll probably play the Morristown anyway, but right, let's drop the speed. We'll get the speed set down to 60, then we'll re-accelerate when we get under the 60. There we go. Nightmare Gamer, welcome in. You're looking forward to TSW6. You've been around since 2020 TSW. You're actually a long-time player then. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be moving on to the latest and greatest. It's not that far away now. I mean, for me, I mean, maybe being in the UK, I'm a bit biased, but this route in TSW6 is the star of the three routes. It is very good. You know, just one observation. I was only on the dev build, but one observation was there's plenty of traffic as well going up and down, which was nice to see. Lots of people have been asking me in the comments, was it choppy? Did it play choppy? Was it stuttering? To be honest, I honestly can't remember. And even if it did, I was probably on such a dev build from, you know, a million versions away from the version that you'll get when it comes out publicly, that whatever I saw from that sort of perspective probably doesn't matter anyway. It wasn't in a public state. It was still good, but it wasn't in a public state, so once you get to the preview stream, you're obviously going to see probably as near as damn it to the public release that you'll get. That's the place to sort of ask that question and just have a look. I would say that's the fairest way to do it. Yeah, see ya, Scotch Ego. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, thanks everybody for the likes, by the way. Appreciate that. Oh, look at that, the pantograph's up. That's not good, is it? Where's the panto down button? There we are. Pantograph's down now. And we didn't stop, so we're alright. Pull your pantos down. I don't know why it was up by default, to be honest. Is there any heavy freight on the timetable? I think I saw the 66. I can't recall. I'm definitely biased, but you agree with me. Yeah, saying in one of the earlier videos, actually me and Train Sim Driver went back at night, and there was only us two there. I think we were there to about 9 o'clock, weren't we? Train Sim Driver. I think we just gave the whole DSW6 a good thrashing, as it were. Because as well as playing it and sort of knowing what we expect, I think when you've got a channel like this, I think you kind of build up a view of what you guys will be expecting as well, to a certain extent, and so you can play it with that in mind as well. Because part of the reason for our visit when we go down is to give our initial feedback, whilst there's probably there's still time to make some changes and whatnot. So it's a very worthwhile trip. But actually, I don't know about, I can't speak for everybody else, but I mean, I've been down 3 times now. I always think it's quite a privilege, to get to see it first, and get to give that feedback, before anyone gets to see it. So it's really good from that perspective. You got to go back, but Pizza Up was more important. And Lewis subscribed as well. Thank you for the subscription, Lewis. I can't remember if I shouted you out, but thank you for that. Hope you're well. Yeah, we sneaked back in until Matt and Harry threw us out. Yeah, they were turning the lights off, weren't they? They were really, they were ready for going. Right, we got 38 to go. So don't forget now, all this section that you're seeing, you're going to be able to drive this section in the TSW route from Plymouth all the way up to Exeter. And the only other bit that we've not driven tonight, as I mentioned about 20 minutes ago, is the Paynton branch as well. The old heavy China clay trains hauled by Western will be great over the South Devon banks. Yeah, China. There's a DLC for I don't know if Train Sim Driver's got it or David Drives. There is a China clay for export DLC for Train Sim Classic on Steam. I don't know if either of you two guys or anyone else in the chat has got that. I haven't got that. I've often wondered about getting it in a sale. You can get it for like £5 in the sale. Those are the China clay trains. I've not got it though. Nightmare Gamer, you're looking forward to driving the 802 and the 220, indeed. So let's go for the flyby shot, shall we? We'll go up here. Take it off pause now. Here it comes. Magic. You think you've got it? It could be one you got in a sale and probably never played. You got a bad habit of buying it. I'm a bit like that. I've got so much stuff now in TS Classic. Keep buying it up in the sale. Same with the AP stuff. I got all that AP stuff, and I've not played it all yet. I've got so much I can still do. But definitely I haven't got that one. There's that one, and there's another one. There's a coal one as well that I haven't got. Can't remember what that route is. There's a picture of a 47 hauling coal somewhere. And I need to get that. I've got a lot of the other stuff. Glenn says, do you know when the next Steam sale is? You got a few in the AP one last weekend. I don't know about Steam. There was just the summer sale for Steam, but Steam sales seem to be every other month, it seems. So you won't have long to wait, Glenn, to be honest. But I started off with a massive wish list on Steam, and it's like come down quite a bit. Can't hear any diesel audio. It ran out. Straight into a tunnel when I'm just looking down. You don't have it. It's pretty expensive. Not your kind of route. Yeah, I honestly don't. I usually, I don't know about you, but some of these older routes, I go and have a quick look on YouTube, see if anyone's playing them, just to see if the detail is any good. Some of them I don't end up getting because of that, if they look terrible. Don't think we can open windows on these either, can we? It's all air conditioning. $33 to go to Exeter. Right, and we're speeding, of course, because we're downhill again. Thanks for those likes, by the way. I think I can see 46 likes. Thank you for that. If we can get to 50, that'll be amazing. We did get to 50 the other night, and I think actually by the end, once some viewers watched the replay, I think we got into the 60s actually, which was quite nice. So thank you for that. Always appreciated. You're getting the deluxe edition. The special is too expensive. Have you not already got some of the stuff in the special Nightmare Gamer anyway? The deluxe is pretty decent value. Transport East Anglia, how are you? Grimsby are winning against Man United. Trying to remember actually how you actually switch between the diesel and the electric modes on this. I've got the manual somewhere. I can have a quick look at the manual. Because we didn't actually switch it over. I was assuming it's defaulted. The electric button should be extinguished, which it definitely is. I'm just trying to see what evidence is there that we're on diesel mode that I can see, apart from the fact that we're actually moving. Of course. The reverser needs to be away from off. Brake controller is not in a power position. You hold the diesel button down by pressing M until a message appears confirming you've changed to diesel mode. The electric button will also extinguish on the right hand side of the cab desk. The pantograph will drop and the GUs will start. See, you're right, you can't hear the diesel outside, but this is TS Classic. So I'm going to assume it's auto defaulted to the diesel mode. What score do we reckon on Saturday? Good question. Up until last night, I probably would have said 2-1 to us. Although last night we had a good first half and played very poor against Wrexham in the second half. So I don't know now. Honestly, don't know. Right, this is Totnes. Accelerate up to the 55, just change the speed set. Transport East Anglia, can't wait for the Riviera line. Yep, that's a common theme tonight, I think. Everyone's quite looking forward to it. I think you're in for a treat, to be honest. Lewis, this model does not have the correct power buttons. Yeah, so it was suggested in the manual that I just hold down M on the keyboard, but I was looking, where is the equivalent? I can see all the electricity, sort of, the AC stuff over here. Pan up, pan down, etc. But that's what I was looking for. Where do you actually, from the cab, set up the diesel mode? I couldn't see it. So it just sounds like you do it on the keyboard. Now that could be to do with the model. I'm not sure. And the only way you can do it is through the keyboard, perhaps. Nightmare Gamer, you only get the UK routes, but you do have some of the other routes. I do that with TS Classic. I have got some of the non-UK stuff, but mainly I use TS Classic for the UK. Was my itch injured? Yeah, he pulled something last night, I think. I don't know how long he'll be out for. The power buttons, the engine buttons should be under the GSMR. Yeah, that's where I was looking. Yeah, there's nothing there, is there? Just the wipers. Now, I can't remember. Again, I need to look at the manual. I can't remember if there's any different cab layouts. And maybe because it's a quick drive, I've picked the wrong one, possibly. Not sure. Not sure. Welcome back, Pilgrim. Yeah, Grimsby. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. You can hear the engines. I'll let you listen to it. Just listen closely. You can hear it humming. But yeah, it's not like the Azuma. Now it's whistling. There you go. As we went up the gradient, the engines kicked in a bit more to keep us at the speed set. Yeah, I am Pilgrim, yeah. I am. I'm a season ticket holder, yeah. Yeah, that's true, yeah. They don't move at all, do the Azumas don't move in TSW, it's very slow. It's like the emergency engine, isn't it? Like the backup. Yeah, it should be much louder going up the hill. Yeah, I agree with you. Big diesel engines should sound like big diesel engines. somewhere there's probably a sound mod that you can get, which will upgrade the sounds. Although the AP sounds are usually very, very good, aren't they? They usually think of something like that. This was one of the first AP enhancement packs that I got. Mainly, I think, because I wanted to go up the East Coast Main Line in the Azuma, so I got this pack because it added a few more bells and whistles. It's only an enhancement pack. It's not a brand new AP model. Like the Class 50 the other night was a completely new model. It wasn't the upgraded version of the DTG one or the Kuju one. I can't remember who made the original one. It was a completely new one. Just like the 37s. The 37s are very good as well from AP. And they are their own product as well. You've been on an LNER 800 up to Inverness, and they are loud in real life. Yeah, it should be. I agree with you. You could hear it, but it just wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't great. Scooby says ECML South. Yeah, ECML South. Actually, remind me when we get to the end of this. You can tell me something about Moorgate, actually, because you're asking about Moorgate, weren't you, Scooby? I have got Moorgate now in the sim. I did get who was it? There was somebody else in the chat the other night. I can't remember who it was. Said I think if you go to backdated train sim, you can get the Moorgate extension. I think it was backdated train sim. Anyway, I did, and I got it. So it's in there, but I need you to remind me what train I'm using for it. If I do a quick drive, what train am I using? Is it a 313 or 317? And where's it from and to? Does it go King's Cross to Moorgate? The model's a prototype. I've got you. Said you wanted to go up the ECML in the 800s. Yeah, we have done as well. We have done. If I don't know if you're around that weekend, Scooby. If you look back, not far back. Well, I'm saying that. I bet it's 6 months or more now. We did a live stream over 2 nights, where I went from I think Edinburgh. I think we went Edinburgh all the way down to King's Cross. We did it over 2 nights. The whole East Coast Main Line run in the Azuma. It was pretty good actually. I quite enjoyed it. I've said it before on here, but I keep meaning to go back and do it again, just as a full line run and just record it and then upload it, rather than do it as a live stream. 313 Welling Garden City to Moorgate. Right. I'm going to write that down because I'm going to see if I can do it. My knowledge of that area is so poor that let me get back to power. My knowledge of that area is so poor that when I put the Moorgate extension in, I spawned in the train at Moorgate, and I was underground. I didn't even know Moorgate was underground, or has it got an overground as well? I was definitely underground. I had no clue. I did not know that area at all. But what the hell's this? I'm in a tunnel. Cleethorpes to Doncaster or Sheffield. I don't know if I can do that. I'd have to have a look. Moorgate to Welling in TSW with a 717. That's Newton Abbot, by the way, that we're just passing through again. It's great underground in a full-size train. Yeah, see, I didn't know that. I'll quickly spawn it in at the end. When we've done this. What livery is the 313, by the way? Because the 313's got lots of liveries in the game. You'd like to see the TPE class 185 or 68? Yeah, the 185 is a very good train. We've run that a few times on TS Classic, haven't we? FCC. Just have a quick look before we go. Right, we can do 90 down this stretch, so let's do that. How long a run is it, by the way, between Moorgate and Welling? Just out of interest. Because I don't know that either. Streamlabs has got to #1 again, look, in the chat. I don't know how he does it every time. I'll see if I've got, at the end, I'll see if I've got the correct livery, Gooby. You can tell me, I'll spawn it in, but what I might do is then, might just do it as a separate video and then upload it. Right, down to a 60. This is the bit that was catching me out the other night. Just before Teignmouth. Welcome back, Joseph. You've turned that Top Fans thing off. Yeah, it's good fun, but I think they need to tweak it a little bit. I think everybody had fun with it for the first couple of weeks, didn't they? And then got a bit daft after that. Right, we're able to get back up to 75 quite shortly, so we'll be doing that. We're on the same route, Joseph. We're going back the other way, so we've gone from Plymouth. We're going Plymouth to Exeter, which is going to be the TSW route. And we're in the 802, which you will also get as part of TSW. I can get out of the way of the scenery. There we go. This is Teignmouth. Yeah, I think as well, when I did the... go and watch the live stream as well, Scooby. You can go and watch it in bits. We did it in TS Classic. You'll probably enjoy that. All the usual names are in the chat, as I recall, when we did it. At that time, I think I had a couple of bits of... AP stuff missing from the run. It was a proper scenario with things passing us. So I think if I run it again now, around King's Cross, it'll be much busier. Sounds like we're getting a few votes though. Lewis is a fan of ECML South, so we could do some ECML. I'm quite happy to do that. $60 again. As we approach Dawlish. Tuck, you're thinking about playing some Train Life again? That's a fun time. Yeah, I don't know if you were in the other week or if it was you that asked me, but I've still got it on the PlayStation. I do keep dipping into it every now and again because I'm determined to complete it fully. I'm not far off, so I've left it on there. I do dip in. It's quite a relaxing game, so 802 looks nice in the GWR livery. Does. The 150 in TSW that we're getting as part of this is very nice as well. Get bombed out by the scenery in this section. I'll have to wait till we come out the tunnels. Give a wave to the webcam, indeed. Yeah, we'll have to stick to the cab for now. You've just been to make a pot noodle. Excellent. That's a good shot, isn't it? Straight through Dawlish. On the zoom cam. Unpopular opinion, but you do like the Azumas. I've never travelled on one. In fact, when I was in York the other week and I was at the museum, as I was going back to the car park, I could obviously see into York Station. I could see some Azumas going in and out. That's probably about the closest I've got to a real one. Because obviously they don't operate in my usual neck of the woods. Oh, it's on Switch, Train Life, is it? I didn't realise that. It's probably a good game for the Switch, to be honest. Cart says, what route are you going to be getting first? You mean, which one will I be playing first out of the new ones? I think definitely this route. Yeah, be good, Jack. Be nice. The Great Western Azumas look nice, but are horrible to travel on because they suffer ironing board seating. Looks like it's going slow when you zoom in. And That's a great shot, that. Coming up to Stoycross. Yeah, Tokyo, halfway between ECML and West Coast Main Line, so you see Azumas and Pendos. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm firmly in the West Coast camp, as you know. I'm just like, the house is literally less than 2 miles from the West Coast Main Line. Yeah, it's fair enough, Jack. I mean, you know, I'm always the first to say you can have your own opinion on it. You know, nobody's saying that you're wrong. It just comes down to what you think is value for money or not. It's always definitely a personal choice. You know. It also depends as well. You know how much you play it. I don't know how many hours you spend on it a week or a month, you know, for example, but you know, if you buy it for that price and you know you're like me certainly, and probably a few others in the chat, and you spend quite a bit of your week playing it, then you know you easily get your money's worth, don't you? So it's not just the cost of the edition, it's what value are you going to make out of it once you've got it, you know? You look out your window, you can see the Royal Albert train bridge from Plymouth to Saltash. Very good, very good. Top, you went on a Pendor to London for the first time. Wow. They feel like aeroplanes inside. They are quite nice to travel on. I've travelled on, you know, a lot, as you know. Usually at least once per month, generally. So I'm quite used to them. But I don't mind them at all. They're not so pleasant when the aircon is playing up in the middle of summer, but then that's the same for any train, isn't it? They do quite often have little faults like that. But the route they've chose for the UK has a lot of guide mode opportunities. That's correct, yeah. Especially doing it on the 150 is quite nice. Nick says, was the Riviera stream the other day just a coincidence or a big clue as to what was coming? It was honestly, it was just a coincidence. Obviously, I knew what was coming up, but it was the AP sale from I think Friday night. The Class 50 had made it to the top of my wish list at AP, so I bought that along with a few other things. And then when I looked in the manual at the scenarios, it said that 4 out of 6 scenarios that you get with the Class 50 just happened to be on the Riviera line. So I thought, shall I do the Riviera line? And I thought, why not? But I tell you what, it was difficult. I can tell you that. I don't know if anyone from DTG was watching nervously, but I was well worth my NDA, you know. So it was a coincidence, really. It was a coincidence. You live in Exeter, so you're buying the deluxe, Jack, and you're saying buy to cash. Honestly, just before you buy it, just make sure you're going to get your money's worth out of it. You know, if you're gonna pay for it and then put it straight down again, then you know it's obviously not value for money. You've got to sort of think, well, I'm going to play this for, you know, 5-10 hours a week, and it will soon work out, you know, a decent price. It'll seem like a decent price. The amount of money I've spent on TS Classic, but then I play hours, you know, on my own, quite enjoying it, and then like tonight, I come on with you guys and I quite enjoy playing it and showing it to you guys. So you know, I get my money's worth out of it. Same thing. It's all about your personal value of things, and what you can make out of it, basically, I would say. Right, we've got to get down for the 75, because this is Exeter St Thomas. Shortly thereafter is our final stop in 2.5 miles. David, you don't like the American routes, but for the amount you'll play Riviera and Dresden, Deluxe is still worth it. To be honest, you pay the price just for Riviera and the Voyager. Yeah, I see that's your, that's your idea of the value that you will get out of it, you see. Train Sim Driver, you hate to think what you've paid on TSC over the years. It's a scary number. I am getting to that problem. Especially with the AP stuff. Because the AP stuff, every time the sale is on, the sale price is the same sale price as it was in the previous sale. But I don't like buying it all in one go. I feel like buying a few items in one sale, and then when it goes on sale again, I buy the next few items. Does that make sense? I could just say, I'm going to buy all of it, but then I'd feel terrible. It seems, and it's a weird thing, but I like to split it up, even though I know it's going to be exactly the same price in the next sale. So it's daft. But I'm with you. It's not a cheap hobby, is it? That's a good point, actually, that Paul says, Jack, when you've played it, let us know what you think. T-Durbo, how are you? How long have you been lurking there? When they do, if and when they do North Wales, that'd be you happy forever. Maybe TSW 7 or 8. It will be a very popular route, won't it? The North Wales Coastal, if it's done. It will probably get the same reception that this one is going to get once it comes out. I expect actually nothing but good feedback on this route in TSW. I can't think of anything bad to say about it. Not bad, you know what I mean? Non-complimentary, I should say, is a little bit different to bad, isn't it? Right, this is us coming into Exeter. Yeah, David drives it. You must have spent a small fortune because you've already got all the AP stuff. Although you did say you've never bought anything full price, so, at least when you have got the full set, you can say, well, I've saved this much on the usual price. Pete 888 UK been lurking for about an hour. Good evening. Yep, good evening to you. Good to see you. Great Western Enthusiast, good evening. Wonder how much of the old Heathfield line is accessible on the map. Seems you can go quite a way up that branch. Be nice to see what they've done, considering it is mothballed. Yeah, see, all you locals that know this area will have some fun exploring around, I think. Whereas I literally just played the routes, whatever the services were that were given to me, I just played them. Now, that's what you're saying is something obviously I can do around Blackpool branches and Preston to Carlisle, but not down this end. So it's always good on these streams to get your guys' feedback once we do get a new route, and you guys know it quite well because you're all from round here or born round here or live lived round here, it's nice to get that feedback. And Dovetail like that feedback as well. Right, this is us dropping off. That run there from Plymouth is what you'll be able to do on the new route, on the main line section. So let's do that, and then just for Scooby, we're going to have a quick look at the Moorgate branch. So let me just do this first. 313. Let's see what we've got. First Capital Connect. What if you're still there, Scooby? 3 car or 6 car? Does it matter? Should we go 6 car? First Capital Connect, and then we need to change this to the East Coast Main Line. And if I do Moorgate, Welling Garden City, so you see I can do it. Let's hope it doesn't crash. I only put this in this morning. Any size, yeah. But going back to that Riviera and the Devon Main Line there, I quite like, that area in a train sim is very good because it's pretty, isn't it, down there? Right. So it's 21 miles to Welling Garden City. Do you want to just do it? Shall we just do it before we go? Anybody interested? How can I see out? See, this is what it did to me. I was like outside thinking, what's going on? But yeah, there you go. You can just about see Moorgate. So let me get in and get everything set up. I don't know if I've driven this yet, Let's have a look. Let's do that. Is it going to let me do it? Hang on. How do I get the thing started? That'd be a good start, wouldn't it? Is it already? Let me just try this. It's trying to move, but I can't. How do I turn the key? The key won't turn. Hold on. There's probably something I need to do it with WantASpad. Yeah, see you, Joseph. Thank you for coming in. Let me just quickly get the manual up. It won't take me a sec, because this is the other thing about getting lots of AP stuff, is that suddenly you need to work out how to drive the thing. And you'd think, being a unit, it'd be quite easy, but it isn't. 317. Where's the 313? There it is. Right. Right, just getting the manual up. Keyboard controls. Let's have a look. The lights. Right, it'll tell me in a minute how to get it set up. Hold on. Setting up the driver's cab. Right, okay. Make sure the reverser is in neutral. Is it in neutral? I can't move it anyway. If it's in off, press S to move it to neutral. That's not moving anywhere, is it? I presume we're in third rail mode, are we? On here. As you do this, you need to... Oh, okay. Right, I've got it. There you go. You have to hold down F as you do it. Right, so that's in neutral. Ensure the traction motor contacts are closed by pressing the set reset button, which is up there. This will allow power to be supplied to the motors, and then turn off the DRA. Is the DRA actually on? Yes, it is. So, right, are we going to move? I need the headlights, don't I? There's the headlights. Instrument lights we've got. Shall we try it? It might work. Set the brakes off. Oh, we need the reverse into forwards. That'll help. Right, we're off. Welling Garden City, 21 miles. So we'll do this, and then we'll get out of here. This is a little bonus, because Scooby did his super chat the other night, and I promised him that I would get it set up. Get some brakes on. Into the 30 zone. Probably been series for a while before I go to parallel. I like the sound in the tunnel. Right, we're coming up on Old Street. Yeah, Shift W. I tried that Shift W. It's weird how some of them have different startup methods, don't they? Quinton, how are you? Good evening. Third rail for 5 stops. Oh, then we've got to switch the power. Right, that'll be interesting. Well, I've got the manual up now anyway. T Durbo, good to catch you live. Lucky because you grew up a mile from Ambergate, so your hometown is already there, and this is your favourite journey. Thanks for costing you pounds every video you watch. You're quite welcome. I don't want it just to be us. Right, coming up on Pool Street. Yeah, so this is one of the ones. Thank you, Scooby Legend. You didn't have to. You didn't have to do that. Honestly, you already gave me a super chat the other night. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm thankful though. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, 313 is a new one I just got this weekend, so that's why I don't know how to drive it yet. Now, if we had a scenario for this, obviously we would be stopping probably at all these different stops. However, we're just on a quick drive again, so we'll just get one end to the other. Got Essex Road coming up. Yeah, Scooby's trying to top the leaderboard with the super chat. Yeah, it beams you up there, I think, when you do a super chat. That's one of the things you can do, I think. Right, there's the 25 warning as we're coming into the station. Hello and goodbye to Essex Road. I've got to say, the station's modelled quite nice. Right, coming up to the 30. It accelerates once it gets into parallel, I'll give it that. You really love this track. Honestly, I didn't even know about it till you mentioned it, because you don't get this as part of the standard ECML, so there's probably a lot of routes built by other people that I don't know about. I keep looking round for them, then I kind of just add them to the collection. You know, like bits and pieces like this. P-Turbo, absolute legend. Honestly, you don't have to. Thank you very much. You need a super thanks button. Thanks for the shout out. No, you're absolutely welcome. Don't worry about that. I'm just glad you all come in, and I'm not sat here talking to myself all night, because that would be bad. Thank you very much for that, T-Durbo. I'd have done this route all night if you were giving super chats. Thanks for hitting the like button, Pete, as well. And if you guys can see the hype button as well anywhere, just click on that for me too. This is where I need to stop, is it? For the oh yeah, there's the overhead wires. Look, so I'll stop here. Let me just get towards the end of the platform. And I'll consult the manual about how to change to the AC, shall I? Oh yeah, there's the end of the track. Look, oh, there's the end of the power. Right, I'm gonna open the doors while we're here. I've still got the tail lights on. Look at that. What's tail lights? Is it K? What's markers? M. I'm learning. Right, we're at Drayton Park, by the way. Not Drayton Manor. That's where the theme park is. Completely different place. I'm just having a look inside, actually. Let me just... have we got an inside cam on this one? I don't think we have. Look at that guy. She's scared to death. She's like, make sure you change the power. Oh my god. Right. Power change over time. Let me quickly get the manual up. Right, so reverser needs to go to neutral again. So let me do that. Do I need to take it out of... do I have to press down F again to put it in neutral? Ah, look, you see, that's what you do. Put it in neutral, you got to press F. Right, so we're in neutral. If the 25 kV indicator isn't illuminated, lift the 25 kV cover. That's it. And press the pantograph up button. Did I press it? Have we got a pantograph up anywhere? I want to be in the tunnel. Right, hang on. Let me do that again. Oh yeah, because the I've still got that. Ensure the traction motor contacts are closed by doing the set reset. Ah. You must, if the line light indicator isn't illuminated, which is that one, you must hold the set reset button until it does. Okay. There we go. Hey, we're learning something here. Can I just shut that cover? It makes me nervous. Right, so I think that is it. I should have had the DRA on all that time, by the way. Are we in business now? And is the doors closed, ready to go? Oh, I can see the pantograph is up. Shall we try it? Here we go. Let's put it in forwards first. Come on, forwards. Do I need to press F again? Yeah, there you go. F. I've got to remember F. That's better. Let's try it now. Are we going? We got no... Oh, the doors are open. What? How did the doors open again? Right, hang on. Let me just go back to... Oh, the doors are closing now, look. I can hear him closing. Oh, now he's ready. I didn't have the door set to controlled by the driver, did I? That's what it is. So I can't close the doors. Anyway, we're in business. Hope you're all enjoying this. I might be able to open the window in this. Usually AP stuff, you can. Indeed. Let's have a bit of outside action. And off we go. Put it in parallel for now. I'm not one of these pro YouTubers that already knows how to drive all these million trains. You know, as long as we've got the manual, that's what it's there for. We can work it out. Right, I'm not stopping at any of these stations, by the way, because we're on the quick drive. There's the football stadium. Right, off we go. Got a 30 just past Finsbury Point before we can let it rip. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's an unusual one, this, for me. Power changeovers and whatnot. We'll get there. I've got the 30. Right, we're nearly at the 55 as we approach Haringey. Time for the beans. You'd love the Merseyrail loop line up to Ormskirk. Yeah, I'd love a bit of this kind of stuff up there, yeah. Definitely. Hello, Seb. Nice jiggle on the power cables. I didn't notice that. Oh, yeah, there you go. Right, we can give it some now. 60. The flats overlooking Hornsey stations where you were born and lived for most of your life. Excellent. Actually, these little ones, actually, these little runs like this can be quite fun in a train simulator because, you know, like in TSW, you get a route. In TS Classic, you can get little bits of things like this, which actually are really good fun. That's Hornsey. That's for Scooby in his flats. Alexandra Palace. What have we got over here then? 3 2 1s. There's 166s. Oh, we got the, is that the 180? There's another DLC that I've got. Speeding now. I'm enjoying it that much. You're not getting too excited there, Scooby. I think Romaro loves it as well. It is the 180. Yes, I thought it was. That, do you know, that was one of the first DLCs I got. I think I got that on one of those like cheap websites. They sometimes have keys for you know, TS Classic and other games. And they're a couple of quid. I'm sure I got that DLC for a couple of quid. I think it's alright to drive as well, from what I remember. Right, we can actually get the beans as we go through New Southgate. Looks suspiciously like an IKEA, that, to me. Stand back, please, from the platform. You live near New Southgate now, and you still excuse me, voice was gone. You still love trains 44 years later. There you go. They're probably the same trains, aren't they? You need to give someone a nudge at DTG for this route. Yeah, I could play a route like this. We've still got 13 miles to Welling Garden City. Not IKEA, it's a builder's depot. I think it was the colours that made me think. Where you get that in TSW6, stand back from the platform? Could be. I can't remember the specifics. I know they're obviously reading out the timetables. You know, the next train at platform, whatever, is there such a thing. I don't know if it's giving out, like, safety announcements and things. Problem you've had with TSC is that not enough routes are self-contained. You need random AP stuff in a million different lockers. Yeah, I must admit, I tried just being on the Steam version of everything for quite a long time. And I found it difficult because, I mean, there's lots of scenarios on Steam Workshop that you can get just using all the default stuff. There's a lot of them. I think my problem was that, obviously, watching people on YouTube, like probably like Train Sim Driver, British Ace, all those guys that are playing TSC, whenever they've got mods, I think, mine doesn't look like that. And then you end up looking into it, and that's when you end up spending the money. You know? So I know exactly what you mean. The old Jew would have made a joke about my voice going, it's going to be talking all day, and then on here I'm talking all night as well. It's gone quiet. There you go. I muted it to cough. I've been talking for the last 5 minutes. I'm still here, don't worry. Good job you said that. I'm not going to repeat everything I just said. What was I saying earlier? But I'm glad you lot are here, then I'm not talking to myself. You can tell we've been streaming for nearly 3 hours. That's what happens. If you hadn't have owned up then, Bournes, then I would have still been talking to myself. Right, Welham Green, and we're about 5.5 miles from Wellingborough City. I was taking notes from Hentis and fall asleep. I could never do that. If I fell asleep now, where I'm sat, I would hit my head on the microphone, which would wake me up quite quickly, I think. No one's ever going to be able to top that. That's copyright Hentish Rail 2025, that. Pick a budgie in the mirror, that's a streamer, yeah. Actually, you know what, Scooby? This was a good suggestion. I didn't put the destination board on. Can I, Oh, there you go. There we go, Welling Garden City. That's where we're off to. Hatfield coming up. I see Tintin 57 and Laserjet didn't stick around from earlier on. The fake ones. If you fell asleep, I'd end up in Peterborough. He did, boy, yeah. Right, we have got just under 3 miles. Is that what Nightbot said? Is that set to like automatic when somebody's commented in quick succession, or gets told off for spamming caps a certain number of times or something? That's quite interesting. I've not seen that before. And people complain about Streamlabs. Nightbot's doing the same. Right, Welling south down slow, which means we are getting quite close. Just acknowledge that. Right, we do have a red signal, which, because it's a quick drive, we can go through. Yeah, I imagine it did give you a laugh, yeah. That's quite funny, that. Scooby says, will you do a scenario one day on this going from Welling to Moorgate? So the other way around? Yeah, we could do that. I've had a bit of fun doing this, to be honest. A bit different. Pete, if you had a channel, you'd have sweary, but yeah, you would, yeah. You'd get yourself banned. Right, we've now got a yellow anyway, so we're alright. Just over 3/4 of a mile to go. So I'm going to re-upload my video with which is going through all the take a ticket stuff and all the roadmap, all the non-core TSW6 stuff that came out yesterday that we were told about. I did, as I said at the beginning, I did have that uploaded, and it contained the trailer for TSW6, which, Train Sim Driver, just in case you didn't see it, if you do use the trailer, the music in the trailer is obviously not DTG's for once, so it came back with a copyright, so I've had to replace the music in the trailer, and I need to re-upload the video, so I'll be re-uploading it tonight. I'll probably put it on the feed tomorrow morning, I would say. So it's just another discussion about what's on the roadmap, what new stuff is coming up, because I didn't cover that yesterday. And then DTG have got the proper roadmap stream, of course. The official one is tomorrow night. If you want to pop in, I'll probably be in there, so if you're there, come and say hello. I need to speak to Alex about trying to do his northern accent, though. When he told Harry it was stunning. He's been watching Coronation Street or something. I'll have to have a word with him about that. But this is Welling Garden City. So let's pull up to the signal as best we can. Horn sounds good. Have a cuppa. Yeah, I'm happy with the. I'm definitely happy with the West Coast Main Line stuff. Yeah, that goes without saying. That's pretty, that, isn't it? Pretty. Pete, you personally appreciate all the content the ambassadors produced to TSW6. Thanks very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Now send the free whip belongs in the bin. That's terrible. That's terrible. But that is it for tonight. That was a little bonus one at the end, as promised to Scooby. So thanks once again for the company. Appreciate you coming in. I'm not sure when I'll be back yet, but look out for that other video and keep your eye on the feed for more. Take it easy, have a good evening, and I'll speak to you all on the next one. Bye for now. Thanks, guys.